Blues, stay away from me. Blues, why don't you let me be? I don't know why you keep on haunting me. In this guitar lesson, I'm going to show you all how to use Guitar Pro Tablature software to tab out that 12-bar blues progression that I just played a sample of. So that progression that I just played is from the song Blues Stay Away From Me. It's an old Delmore Brothers song, but we're going to kind of learn it today in the style of Merle Haggard. I like his version a lot. So anyways, let's go ahead and check out this Guitar Pro Tablature software, and we're going to tab out all 12 bars of this arrangement. So if you click the link below this video, it'll take you over to the Guitar Pro website where you can download the trial of the software. So if you already have the software installed, ready to go, we're going to go ahead and start tabbing this stuff out. And pause the video if you need to get everything installed. But let's switch over to Guitar Pro software, and we're going to tab out Blues Stay Away From Me. Just opened up Guitar Pro Tablature software right here. I'm going to create a brand new tablature file. Go into the top menu, select File, New. And then on this screen, I always select acoustic guitar and then steel for steel string. For all these settings, you can leave those the same. Don't touch those. And next, we'll just click Create. And we got brand new tablature file ready to go. Now let's go ahead and save this. Call it Blues Stay Away From Me video. Call it whatever you want. And you select where you want to save it. And click Save. So this software is pretty straightforward. Basically, you're just going to be typing the fret numbers right here next to where it says tab. You're not going to type anything up here in the standard notation line. The software will automatically create this for you while you're tabbing stuff out right here. And just like standard tablature, that lower line, that's low E string. Top line, that's the high E string. So if we click right there on that low E string and type 0 on our keyboard, it'll enter a note right there. When you're typing notes in, it's always going to type in the note that you have selected right here, the note value. So we got a whole note, we got a half note, quarter note, eighth note. When we're tabbing this stuff out today, we're mostly going to be tabbing it out with the quarter notes and the eighth notes. But let's start tabbing out this 12-bar blues progression. Let's tab out this very first bar. One, two, and three, triplet. The very first note is a quarter note on that low E string, so just click there on that low E string and type on your keyboard 0. You can see we got the quarter note selected over here. So you can just click over with your arrow key on your keyboard to type in the next note. So we got 1, 2, and we got 2 eighth notes coming up. 2, and let's go select the eighth note, and we'll do 2, and then the next note is a quarter note. When we play that back, it's a little fast. And by the way, to play the tablature, just click where you want it to start and then click your space bar. If you want to slow this down, go ahead and click on the very first note. That's important. You need to click on the first note of the arrangement to change the tempo of the entire thing. So click there, and then up here on this top bar, see we got this 120. right now it's at 120 beats per minute. Let's go ahead and change it down to 60. Make it a lot slower. Click OK, and there we go. Oh, now we got to add that triplet right after it. Remember? 1, 2, and 3, triplet. So let's click over here. And remember, this is an 8th note triplet, because instead of playing the 4 and at the end of this measure, we're doing triplet. So this is an 8th note triplet. So go over here to the left panel and select 8th note, and then click the triplet button. It's right here on that panel, that 3 with the bracket. So now we're going to be typing triplets in. Triplet. Now remember, we had the hammer on from the 3rd fret to the 4th fret. So to do a hammer on, just select the first note, and then on your keyboard, click H. And that'll make that a hammer on right there. You can also click this button on the left panel, H/P, and that'll create a hammer on as well. To do a pull off, you just have to click the same button. You know, say we got a pull off going from the 4th fret to the 3rd fret right there. Click H on the first note, and the software knows to make it a pull off since we're going down a fret. All right, so we got the first measure tabbed out right here, basically. One thing I want to do real quick is make this a little bigger. This is pretty small. So to control font sizes and all sorts of stuff like that, go to this right panel and under Song, click Style Sheet and open, and it'll bring up this whole area here. And to make everything bigger, go to Page and Score Format, scroll down a little bit, and then under Sizes, Global Score Proportions, we're going to make this 1.85. Click Apply, and see it made it a lot bigger there. And click OK. So hopefully you can see that a lot better now. So it's about to go real fast because we're going to start copy and pasting this into the next measure. So everything else can be a lot quicker. Won't have to tab it out manually. But real quick, let's add pick stroke direction symbols to this first measure. So what I usually do is I highlight everything in the entire measure just like this, and I'll make each one of those notes a downstroke, and then from there I'll add in my upstrokes. So to make everything a downstroke, highlight the measure and then click Shift D for downstroke. Or you could click this little downstroke symbol right there in that left panel, and there's the upstroke symbol, that one that looks like a V. So let's make them all downstrokes, and see we got this one downstroke in parentheses. It's just saying that because we got a hammer on, we're not actually picking the string. But I usually just get rid of that by highlighting that note, and then I'll click Shift D one more time and it'll go away. You can leave it in there if you want to though. Alright, so when I'm playing this, here's the pick stroke direction that I usually use. Down, down, up, down, 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 up. To make that an upstroke, just do Shift U. And then triplet, that last note in the triplet, I like it as an upstroke. That's just how I play it. So Guitar Pro plays back the tablature with a straight rhythm by default. You know, just real robotic, you know, straight rhythm. We're going to add kind of a swing feel to this, you know. Dun, 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 dun. Just to give it a little more bluesy sound. So to do that in the software, go up here to the left panel and right that top row, see we got this little 3 with notes under it. Click that button and then it'll bring up triplet feel, and we're going to select triplet 8th and click OK. And now let's click our spacebar and play it. Kind of added a little swing rhythm to it. A lot bluesier, a little more country sounding. Only other thing I want to do before we copy and paste this measure, this second note, the second fret, fourth string, we're making that note a little bit shorter and a little bit louder, dun, 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 dun. And that's called staccato, when you play a note real short, kind of give it an accent like that. So let's go to this help menu and let's type in staccato, S-T-A-C-C, and there it popped up right there. So it's telling us it's under top menu, note, and staccato. So we can go over here, note, staccato, and it changed that note right there, it added that little dot, see it? And if we go to the beginning and play it, you'll hear how it's a little shorter. So that's the sound we are going for. So from here, we're just going to copy and paste this measure for the next 3 measures, since we have 4 measures of E right in a row for this 12-bar blues progression. So let's go ahead and use our arrow keys, and we're going to create 12 bars in total. So we got them all ready to go. And you see that Guitar Pro by default, it shows 3 bars per line. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I usually like to have 4 bars per line. So to change it to 4 bars, go up to the top menu, select bar, system layout, and then select fixed bar count per system, and then increase that to 4. Click OK, and there you go. We got 4 bars per line. So let's go ahead and select that entire measure right there. Just click and drag over, and we're going to copy this. So you can do Control C or Command C on a Mac, or you can go up to the top menu and select Edit, Copy, then click over here in the second bar, and then you can do Control V or Command V, or you can just do Edit, Paste, and there you go. Paste it in that second measure. Let's do the same thing for the third and the fourth measures. Now we got the entire first line tabbed out. You get the idea. Only other thing I'll do now is add in the chord for each measure. Since all 4 of these measures, we're playing this little melody over the E chord. So go ahead and click on the first note in the first measure, and to add a chord, I use this little button here. I click the TXT button, and you can type anything here really, but I'll just type in an E right there. So that'll enter the chord. The second measure, I'll do the same thing. Click on the first note, TXT. Got another measure of E. Third measure is an E, and then fourth measure is an E. So pretty small there. It's hard to read those E chord names right above. So let's make those a little bit bigger. Go to this right panel and click Style Sheet, Open, and then it'll bring up this menu here, and we're going to go to Text and Styles. And this is pretty cool. You can change the font of just about anything and the font size, all that good stuff. But we'll go to the Text and Styles, and then you see text right here. Since we use that TXT button, that's what that is. Right now it's at 7-point font, so let's make it 9 points. And let's make it bold. And we'll click OK. And now it's a lot easier to read. So let's save this real quick. All right, we got the first line tabbed out. It's pretty easy from here. Next, in this 12-bar blues progression, measures 5 and 6, we got 2 measures of A. We're going to be playing the exact same little melody with our fretting hand. We're just shifting everything down a string. So take a listen to 1 measure of A. So to tab this out, what I would do is I would just copy one measure of the E and then come down here to the fifth measure, paste that in, and we're going to be playing the same fingering and everything, just shifting everything down a string. So let's just go to that first note. We'll click one string up there and type 0 and delete the old one. Go to the second note here, shift it up a string, delete the old second fret. Next note there is a fourth fret, shift it up to the A string, delete the old one. Let's just do it for each of these. All right. Let's add that hammer on for the triplet. Hammer on from the third fret to the fourth fret. And only other thing we got to do is make that second fret note staccato. So remember, you go up to note, staccato, and there we go. There's one measure of A, but we got two measures of A, so just copy and paste that over. And now we got those two measures of A tabbed out. Let's add the chord name in above. Oops. Sixth measure, A. All right, there we go. So we're just about done. Right after this, in the seventh and eighth measures, we have two more measures of E, so just copy paste it into both of those measures. All right, two measures A, two measures E. All right, going down to this last line right here, we have 4 more bars left in this 12-bar blues progression. So in the 9th and 10th measures, we're going to the B chord. So let's tab this out first and then I'll explain it. We got to change up the fingering slightly for the B chord, but it's not going to be too bad. Here we go, I'll tab it out real quick. Quarter note. Triplet right there. Oops. There we go. Let's add these pick stroke direction symbols. Down, down, up, down, triplet. All right, there we go. So let's listen to this on guitar and watch what I have to do with my hand as I shift it up the neck right here. So in the 9th measure here, we're going to play that very first note, the B, on the 2nd fret, 5th string. And then this next note, the 4th fret, 3rd string. But then when we get to this 6th fret, 5th string, right there, we got to shift our left hand up the neck. The reason we're doing that is so we can play the exact same pattern that we've been playing over the E chord and the A chord. And you'll see what I mean once you play it, you know, the same exact fingering and stuff for that little melody. So in measure 10, for this very first note, the B, we're going to play that with our pinky on the 7th fret, 6th string. So that's still the same note, that's a B. Same note as that one right there on the 2nd fret. But we're playing it with our pinky this time since we're already shifted up the neck with our left hand, or our fretting hand. But the rest of the measure will be the exact same, so we can just copy and paste the rest of that over here in measure 10. And there we go. Now we got measures 9 and 10 over the B chord. Let's make that a downstroke there. And we're going to make this staccato. Both of those measures, remember, staccato. And we'll add the chord name in, B, B. There we go. Let's listen to those two measures right there. All right, now to wrap this up, we got two measures of E, measures 11 and 12. So you can just go and copy and paste those measures of E. Write both of those measures. Oops. Let's add the chord name in. Now we got all 12 bars tabbed out. The only other thing we're going to do is add a little bass line walk to transition from the E chord to the B chord, and then we'll add a little turnaround riff at the end of this 12-bar progression. So let's check out this little bass line walk. We're going to add the bass line walk to transition from the 8th measure of E to the 9th measure of B. So all we're going to do, instead of playing this triplet like we got it tabbed out, we're going to play a different triplet, but it's going to be a little bass line walk. So delete that to triplet, just highlight it and click delete. And here's the new triplet, it's a little walk up. So make sure you got 8th note selected and triplet, since we're still playing a triplet. And we'll do 4th fret, open A, and then 1st fret, nice little transition there. You can put the pick stroke direction symbols in there. Down, up, down. That's what I would do. Down, up, down. And we're picking all these notes this time. We're not doing a hammer on. That's a cool little bass line walk there. So give that a try. Let's listen to what it sounds like on guitar, going from the E to the B. And now let's change up the end of this 12-bar progression. We're going to add a little turnaround riff right at the end of measure 12 right here. So the first 4 notes in measure 12, those will basically be the same. So let's highlight that triplet and delete it. Only difference here is that the 2nd fret A string right there. Right now it's a quarter note, but let's make it an 8th note. You'll see why in a second. So 8th note, and then let's click over with our arrow key and type in 4th fret, and then let me tab this out and then I'll explain it. Do a triplet here. So let's listen to this. And let's listen to it on guitar real quick too. So that's just a real cool turnaround riff that you can add to the end of this, and it basically tells you, okay, we're going to play this little riff, and it'll tell the listener's ear that we're wrapping up this 12-bar progression, and we're going to go back to the beginning of the progression, and we'll start it all over again. So that's it for this video. Hopefully that gave you all an idea of how to use Guitar Pro Tablature software. Definitely check it out. I think it's worth getting the Tablature software because you can tab out different licks that you come up with, or tab out things that you want to share with other people online. All sorts of cool things that you can do with the software. So definitely worth getting. and hopefully y'all are able to learn Blues Stay Away From Me throughout tapping this out. Really cool song. Try learning this one on guitar and then try to sing with it. There's a lot going on with the guitar part, and it's a really good challenge to try to sing with it at the same time. The words actually fit pretty nicely around the guitar part, so it's doable, but really good song to push your playing and singing to the next level. Anyways, thanks for watching to the end of this, and I hope to see y'all at the next video. I'll be posting here real soon to countryguitaronline.com.